Dennis, we're getting to the end of the first 3 weeks of the breeding season for a lot of people. It's been a challenging spring on a lot of farms. March was very, very difficult, but actually, interestingly, a lot of cows were milking quite well, and they've worked very hard for the last month, and this has led to a little bit of a challenge in some farms where heat detection can be maybe not as good, or it might be harder to see cows. What sort of targets should we be looking at?
So look, the target is 90%. So to submit 90% of eligible cows, so cows that are calved 35 days in the first 3 weeks or the first 24 days. So that's your target.
Okay, so what we're still going to end up with, there's going to be 10% of cows or more, depending on how well you've got on. So even up to 20% of the cows that are eligible that we haven't seen and that we haven't served. I suppose there's an option to do nothing with those and just leave them come in naturally, but the issue there is we could get a significant delay on some of those cows, or they're never served at all, or they suddenly become late cows. So probably not really what we want to do. What sort of other options are there?
I suppose the other option is intervention. So regardless of the size of the group, so if you've had a very good first 3 weeks, it's going to be small. If there was cows that had silent heats, or that weren't picked up or weren't cycling, it might be a bit bigger. But I think I'd be strongly saying to actually go through your cows, pick out the ones that are calved 35 days, not bred, call your vet, get them examined, make sure that they have a healthy, clean uterus. And there's various treatment options then, but I think one option that works very well and you end up with a very good result is actually to synchronise these cows. So put them on a fixed time AI programme. It'll take 10 days. The advantage is, at the end of those 10 days, they're all going to be submitted without heat detection and have a decent chance of going calf. And what you're effectively doing, Martin, with that programme is at the end of that 10 days, you're going to bring your submission rate up to 100%. So every cow that you want to have bred is going to be bred and have a decent chance of going calf.
Okay, so that first month of your breeding season, you got a 100% submission rate, and we can't get cows and calf unless we get semen into them. So the key thing there is, and we're really pushing then our 6 week calving rate and not allowing those cows to fall out the back end of the system.
Exactly, they won't go on calf unless they're in heat and unless they get a semen into them, and you're going to achieve both those things with that action.
Okay, that's great, Dennis. Thank you.
Great stuff.